I met a gypsy.
Because man, like when you're in that situation and being in so much pain and then a lot of uncertainty, and then I'm sure there's so much doubt. And then so you had a stroke, right, on the flight in there, and then so that left your left side, like you pretty much couldn't use it. Like when did you start figuring out the things that were wrong with your body? Because the first part of a big injury like that, you almost don't even know what's wrong, right?
No, you don't. So I knew the arm straight away. So I said to you earlier, from the shoulder down, nothing. I could just nudge it. Fortunately, my leg was fine. So I thought that was the only problem, and I was sort of just going along sweet, and they were telling me it'll hopefully come back in time. They were saying things like, if you get no improvements in 6 months, don't be upset. You know, some people it takes years.
Yeah, right.
I'm like 80% now, and it hasn't even been 6 months.
Yeah.
But anyway, the night we realised something else was different, I was eating my dinner, and I was finished. I said to Dad, I'm done now. Can you take this plate? And he was like, what do you mean? And I said, what? And he grabbed my plate and just spun it around, and I'd ate perfectly down the middle of the plate. My left eye was fully blind.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had no idea. I just woke up and it was like that from when I woke up. So I thought it was all sweet. Yeah. So like a straight line down the middle, like peas and shit, straight line.
Fuck. That's hectic.
Yeah. So
What'd you think when he did that?
I was just a little bit shocked. I didn't really know what to think of it. And it was like, wow, fuck, is that going to come back?
Yeah, dude.
And that was the thing. It was scary because we hadn't even spoke about it to them. They hadn't really got to that point yet of testing all my different things. Like they were just focused on my vitals. Like, is his heart good? Is his lung good? Is his brain good? Sort of thing. Like they weren't focused on my limbs, on, you know, my eyes. You can live without an eye. You can live fully blind. So they weren't too stressed at that point. But we told them, and they were like, "Oh, that's no good."
Not ideal.
Yeah, they told us just don't stress about it. Like it should hopefully come back, and lucky enough, it just got better and better.
How did it start coming back? Like, was it in bits?
Yeah, it was like pretty blurry. Obviously there was nothing at the start, but they would get me to wear like an eye patch over my good eye.
Oh, so it like
forced it to come back, so the good eye was just black.
Doctors are gnarly, eh?
Yeah.
It's just an answer for everything.
It's just the human body's gnarly. Like, how can you even come back from that? You shouldn't be able to. But yeah, so they started with stuff like that, and then it slowly started coming back, slowly started getting better, which was sick, you know. But it was tough. That was one of the hardest bits, was the eye, because I had no idea at the start, and then I would just, I wouldn't even see someone to the left of me. No peripheral vision, like nothing. But it's all sweet now, which is good.
Yeah, because that's one of the things when you have these like massive injuries. Like, unfortunately, I've known a few people that have had these horrific injuries from racing. And yeah, it's like at the start, it's just all about, let's just get this dude alive and stable. And then you find out, the ACL's gone. There's a crack in the femur, and then your eye's not working, and then this doesn't work, and that doesn't work, and it's all stuff that just doesn't even get a chance to get looked at for sometimes like weeks after an injury.
Yeah, exactly. And my eye was 3 weeks, something like that. So maybe 2 weeks, but yeah, like you say, they focus on the main stuff, and then they focus on anything else that may be wrong with you.
Yeah, dude, you're right about the whole ICU place just being so scary. Like, I mean, hospitals are kind of gnarly. Actually, I feel like the emergency and the ICU are just the two places that you don't want to be.
Yeah.
Like, when I broke my hip, I had to go to Gympie Hospital, and this kid come in on, like, she broke her arm, like, riding a dirt bike at a farm or something.
Yeah.
And just, like, screaming, like,
Yeah.
horrifically.
Like,
And then you're in
hysterically.
so much pain, and then you're just trying to, like, get through it. And then you've got this kid that's screaming horrifically. Then you've got some junkie that's come in that's just trying to, like, fucking commit
Oh.
suicide. And you're just
Yeah.
like, what is going on in this
Yeah.
joint? And then ICU, you've just got people that are, like, literally on death's doorstep.
Yeah, it's so hard to block that stuff out because, like you say, you're trying to focus on yourself, and then you can't really just turn your ears off. You're hearing everything, and I'm a very attentive person as well, so every little thing I was hearing. But yeah, it was pretty gnarly. But for me, I don't know if I'd ever spent more than a night in hospital.
That's crazy.
It's so injury free for a motocross rider.
Yeah.
Like, what have I done? I've fractured a wrist, broke a thumb, hyperextended one elbow, and then did some ligaments in an ankle. This is like when I'm 13.
That's nothing, eh?
No, because thanks to my dad, a lot of it, and then in the later years, my coach Ross Beaton, they've really made me a clean rider. And with idols like guys I've told you earlier, Stefan Everts, so precise and such a good technique. I've always been a really safe rider. As much as I've gone fast, I've been in control the whole time, whereas there's other riders that they can go as fast but they're completely out of control, and they're the guys that hurt themselves lots. So I have been really lucky up to this point, but it's caught up with me.
Yeah, you just picked it. You're like, oh, well, when I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right.
10 more years. That's all I want. 10 more years.
Oh, man, yeah, it was... it was hectic, and from, I guess, our point of view of, like, people that really care about you, it was so gnarly to see. I mean, we're only just with you at Manji, and you first year in 450 class and just killing it, and coming off everything that you kind of come off, and it's such a reality check for everyone that rides, like, especially me, you know, like, I'm not that good at riding, and it's like, that's the best dude, like, that's the best guy in Australia that we got, and it can happen to him. It just is one of those ones that really kind of puts it all into perspective. And I remember I'd call Sam Hill, like, I had a couple combos with Sam just because, and two, there's so much, like, bullshit that can kind of get flown, you know, flies around when something like this happens, and then you got, like you said, the first thing you saw when you open up your phone was RIP Regan Duffy. And so I mean, that's, like, super gnarly, but I remember calling Sam and being in tears, and being like, fuck, just tell me, like, what's actually going on, you know, because I knew he'd kind of know. And I was just thinking, like, fuck, we just can't lose this dude, like, this is one of the good guys, and that's, like, the best guy, you know, like. And I wonder, I'm like, fuck, I wonder what this will do to the industry if you didn't make it.
Yeah, well, just to touch on, like, the when I woke up thing, like, that was pretty gnarly to wake up and see a rest in peace Regan Duffy post. Just having a look around, like, I think I'm good.
Am I dead?
Yeah, but yeah, so many people have now told me stories, and, like, when I was hurt, there was all the rumors of he's not going to make it, and then it was the thing of, okay, he's stable, but he's going to be disabled. Like, he's never going to be the same Regan. It makes me upset, but what can you do? I'm pretty sure my dad was contemplating turning my life support off.
Really?
Yeah, because they told him that I was going to be disabled, and fair enough, I wouldn't have wanted to live my life like that anyway. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there was talks of that, turn the life support off, because Dad didn't want me to live like that, which I respect 100%. And then I'm pretty sure some close friends and family sort of said, let's just give him a chance, see how he goes. And yeah, I'm very fortunate that they didn't turn it off, because I'm here and I feel normal, seem to act normal. So I'm all good. But yeah, where were we going before that?
How long were you on life support for? Was it 4 days?
Yeah.
And then you come out of it.
Like that, and then I was in the coma for the rest. Oh, that's what I wanted to touch on. So one thing that I said to Dad, it hurts me so much, more than any of the injuries, that I could have possibly pushed people away from the sport, because my whole career, I've been, ever since a little kid, one day I want to own a team. I don't care if people win races. I just want to get people on bikes. I just want people to ride. Like, they need to experience this. It's the best. And I said to Dad, my whole career I've tried to bring people into this sport, and I've built up this sort of profile that I've got. You know, I'm one of the good guys, you would say. I'm a nice guy. I'm approachable. Obviously a reasonable racer. And then that one crash, I had best mates that I've ridden with my whole life. Just, they didn't ride until I rode.
Yeah.
I had one friend, and there was like, this is my first ride since Bunbury, and this is like 4 months later, and I was like, oh, that sucks. You know, for the record, if I did die racing, I died doing the thing that I love the most in the world, and I would appreciate nothing more than everyone getting into it and having a go, because I'd love nothing more to see packed out gates and, you know, sold out races. It makes me so happy. So yeah, I was pretty upset when I possibly been pushing little kids away and stuff. Like, fuck, it's just a racing incident, guys. It happens. It's the game we play. But yeah, there's nothing better than this sport.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.